Hello and welcome to Get Met with Marla. I am Marla and it is almost July 4th. Almost Independence Day. Oh my God. Oh my Lord.
250.
And can you, how much is it?
250 year celebration?
Oh my God, I didn't even know that. Yeah. Well, good. I'm glad you're here to let everybody know that. Did anyone out there know that? All right. We have a very special guest today, Michelle. All right, you guys, we have so much to talk about, so I'm just going to jump right in. Michelle, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in or been part of a workplace romance? Have you ever seen this happen?
I have.
You have?
I've definitely seen workplace romances.
Now, have you ever been in one or?
I have not.
You've never?
I haven't.
Wow.
No.
Okay, but you've seen it. So what happened? What happened? And
Well,
what do we think? Is that like a good thing, guys at home? What do you think? Is getting in a workplace romance, is that frowned upon?
Well, I think we spend a lot of time at work, right? It's
Yeah.
our livelihood. Most people finish school of some sort and they go into the work world, whether it be in public service or
Right.
hospitality or restaurant or even, corporate. I mean,
Right.
you spend a lot of time at work. So naturally, you're probably going to come across people that you like.
And
if
you
wanna
always
date.
you always hear people say like, "Oh, this is my work husband," or "This is my work wife."
Well, I think that's a little different. I think that's maybe someone that you spend a lot of time with working with, but you have a relationship at home.
Right.
I think it's very different in the workplace.
Yeah.
I come from a professional services background, so I'm corporate.
Okay.
And
Do they allow that? Were you?
Well, they do. But
they do?
Of course, you always have to be concerned with like nepotism. Like you can't be dating your boss. In my situation that I've experienced, there is a you have to report it. So when you are dating somebody in the workplace, you have to report it to HR, and then it's just a validation that it's not a reporting relationship, because that would feel very awkward for people.
So you can't like date a superior,
right? Well, you can, but not in the same department.
Okay.
So it's a different department.
Got
it's
it.
Okay.
So it's okay.
And it's put in place to not make people feel uncomfortable on the team and not
Okay.
have what you call nepotism, where
Well, that makes
somebody's
sense.
getting special treatment. But I know quite a bit of people that have met in the workplace and gotten married.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You know, I wonder though, like, so you said where you are,
Yeah.
you have to report it. I'm curious, how many relationships come about and it doesn't get reported?
Yeah, probably a lot.
I mean, I
I'm
would assume
sure-
a lot, right?
I'm sure that there's situations all the time where people are dating their boss, or dating, a boss is dating maybe somebody on their team and they don't want anybody to know about it. I'm sure that happens all the time.
Well, what was that video that went, the
example-
viral thing? Like, was it Coldplay?
It was at a Coldplay concert,
Coldplay-
if everybody remembers last summer,
Right.
where a CEO of a predominant company,
And
the
he was married.
He was married, and the HR director got caught on a kiss cam or on a cam embracing each other.
Oh my God, that was the
they
worst.
quickly ducked to hide, meaning nobody knew about it. And I think the HR director was with some people from work that were also in HR.
Oh my
Don't
God.
do that.
That's
just
like,
bad.
can you imagine that, like, the 5 seconds before that, right? The 5 seconds before that, what was going through their mind? Like, oh my God, we're having the best time of our
Right.
lives. We're having an affair. This is
Yeah.
no one knows. Look at us.
Exciting.
This is so
Yeah.
adventurous. And then boom, their life
Yeah.
shattered.
Yeah.
That was like the biggest thing in the world, first of all, for Coldplay. But
It made Coldplay popular.
it made Coldplay popular again. But also, that was like the biggest talk of the town for a while.
It was.
I mean, it was like, for some
Do
reason.
you know what happened with them? They both got terminated. They lost their jobs. He lost his job as a CEO. She lost her job as an HR director.
No.
Which is, that's your career, and then trying to build that back and
How
get
do you
hired
get that
somewhere
back?
else. Well, everybody would be like, "Hey, aren't you the Coldplay couple?"
Right. How do you get back to
I
that?
believe he is still with his wife, which I guess
They didn't get a divorce?
They did not, and I read that she did. So
she got
or
a
I think
divorce.
I read that she was separated, and he told her he was separated too. But I don't, who knows?
Oh
Who knows what
my
people say about it.
goodness.
But-
Wow.
Yeah, like that. That's a big company and a professional company, and that not only disrupts the families involved, how embarrassing for like kids and spouses, but people that look up to them or mentor them in a company or
Right.
report to them, or that person was in HR. Like, she has to know this
Right,
is
the
not
HR,
good.
right? Because don't you have to report it to HR?
Yeah,
like she's
most
the
of the
one.
time.
So she should have. She probably is thinking,
And
well, I
it's-
knew. I reported it to myself. We're good.
And it's her boss. So, again, that in fairness to other people that are a part of that company,
Right.
did she get special treatment? Did she get her
Well,
job?
yeah, she did. She got to go to Coldplay. You think he invited the rest of the staff? She went to Coldplay.
How
Of
did
course, she got
get-
special treatment.
You question, how did she get her job? But,
Right.
But yeah, that's an example of what not to do.
What not to do? Yeah.
If you are in a romantic relationship with somebody at work, just play by the rules of your company.
Yeah.
If you're married, you probably don't want to be doing that.
I know. Well,
You
that's
don't want
the
to be doing that
thing.
anyway.
That's the problem. Is that I think that a lot of these workplace romances start because people work so much,
Right.
And they're always with the same people, and like you start working late and long hours, and
Yeah.
you're crying about things, you're complaining, and like
That's
you
true.
you don't go home and share this information with your spouse, and you end up getting into these situations
Yeah.
that are very colorful and
Yeah.
not that on the up and up.
Yeah.
And so it becomes really a difficult thing. But it is almost July 4th, right? We coming up
Yes.
everybody. Happy
July
July 4th.
4th.
Happy Independence Day.
Decked out
Yes,
red, white,
we're decking out the red,
blue.
white, and blue. And it led me to believe, because I remember like I once went to like a company picnic for like a July 4th picnic,
Yeah.
and there was like a big I was working at a hotel, and there was like this big celebration, this and that. And I immediately formed like the biggest crush on like one of the new people at the hotel. Like and all the I mean, right? I mean, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And all I kept thinking about was, does that happen? Like, did that ever happen to you guys? Like, do you go to like a company party, a company barbecue, and then like, what do you do? Like, you're all partying and you're having fun.
Yeah.
You don't even think at the time about work. Because you're not at work anymore. Now you're outside of work. So now what happens? Is that fair
Yeah.
game? Do you think that's okay or no?
You're at a work event, so you still need to withhold your company policy, and you're still representing your company, in my mind.
You're so by the book, Michelle. I love it.
My background is in HR, and I take a lot of training not to break the rules. But
That's good. That's
But,
good. You hear that, everybody? She is very good at her job. She does not break the rules.
and if I have, you don't know about it.
Right.
Just kidding.
She clearly wouldn't come on this show and tell us. But you guys can. Let me know if you've ever broken the rules. If you're not even at that job anymore, I want to hear the stories. Write it in the comments.
Yeah, I think it's very easy when you're off-site or you're traveling. Like you said, you're traveling with the same people. There's alcohol involved.
Yeah.
It's very easy to kind of slide into a position of I'm out partying. But I think if you're in a professional role or any type of role, like you just need to have some personal accountability too.
Yeah.
That's my take on it.
Now, what if, I'm just playing devil's advocate here. What if you're on a work trip and you do have other colleagues with you on this work trip, but you don't hook up with them, but you do meet somebody else on a trip? Like, is that okay? Like, even though you are representing a company, like is that allowed? Is that like an HR thing? Now I have so many HR questions, it's like ridiculous.
Now I'm gonna speak off like HR because I think if you're meeting someone that's not part of your company, you just happen to meet them that happens all the time too. People sit on airplanes next to each other and
yes,
they're on a work trip and they meet somebody, or you're in the airport, or you're dining, you might be dining alone and you meet somebody.
Right.
I don't think that's a problem unless they're linked to your company, or maybe they're part of the sales for your company. Then you probably want to just ask someone in HR.
Yeah.
Okay. But I think there's lines to people's personal lives too. You hear that too about teachers often get pegged for things they do in their personal life, and
right.
that's what they choose to do in their personal life. But they're a public figure almost.
Yes,
right?
and social media has a lot to do with that.
True.
Social media dings, like I've known, you mentioned teachers specifically. I have definitely known teachers that have lost their job.
Yeah.
Because of an Instagram post.
Right.
And it's like, and I think not only teachers, I've seen it happen in other professions as well, but and it's crazy because maybe they weren't even thinking, like they're out and they're dancing and they're on a bar and they're doing shots. You know,
you might see your students the next day. That could be a problem.
Right. And it's like, but you don't think about that. You don't think about now.
Don't.
Well, especially now that you do after you see the Coldplay video that people are filming you and your every move. Somebody is always going to catch every move that you do.
Yeah.
So keep your pants on. But that is really sad that nowadays, you know, back in the day, you could get away with a lot.
Right.
You know, there were no cell phones, or if they were the size of a suitcase. You know what I mean? Like nothing was going. Nobody's walking around with a camcorder that was like a video. You know, nobody was filming your every move.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's very easy to get captured on pictures or on video or an Instagram post. I mean, we tell our kids all the time, be careful what you post because it'll come back to haunt you someday.
It does. I remember when they were doing that whole, I don't know if it was part of the, I don't know if it was the part of the Me Too thing or if it was part of like the cancel culture, but there were so many like reality stars that were losing their jobs, like that kicked off of, you know, Vanderpump Rules or all these shows on Bravo or even like auditioning for shows they got, because when we did a scrub of social media, things pop up. They said a bad word. Even like on Love Island last season or the season before, somebody got kicked out because of a post that they had made. It was a racist slur or whatever that is. So, you know, this cancel culture, it's not over.
You see it in politics all the time. Even in local politics, I see it where like a video, I just saw that today, a video that somebody did 10 years ago has just popped back up to kind of, you know, throw them off in running in a race. But
I mean,
be careful.
At the end of the day, we should all be nice enough not to post those kinds of things anyway. You know what I mean? Like, nobody needs to be posting racist slurs or, you know, about especially like real anti-Semitic slurs. Like, those things they're unacceptable anyway. But, you know, if you're going to really feel that way, have a private conversation with somebody. Don't post it in an open forum. I kind of feel like if you're going to be that, listen, I get like doing shots at a bar, to me, is a little bit more excusable. Like you're out having fun, you're not even thinking. But if you're taking the time to actually write a post that is something that is so disgusting towards another human being, I mean, I kind of feel like if you're going to get caught, good, you kind of deserve it.
Do it all the time, though.
I know, it's terrible.
It is, but
it's so terrible.
Kind of world where it happens a lot.
Yes, and with the trolling or bad comments, people hide behind these keyboards to say these like hellacious things that, I mean, no wonder like you hear about all these people that either they get rid of all their social media or God forbid they hurt themselves because these people are so mean. People are brutal.
A social media site for like if you're disgruntled with your company, you can go and bash them. I forget the name of it. It'll come to me probably, but
wait a minute.
I just thought,
do you still work?
Like, yeah, people still. But you're not like you go in anonymously. Right?
That's rough, though.
I mean, that's another one. Like, if you have a problem with your company, you probably need to talk to somebody about it. But I'm kind of old school in that way. But
well, me too. I kind of feel like if I have a problem with anybody, I want to kind of clear the air. I don't like harboring bad feelings to anyone. And I think I've even said this before. Like, I never, ever, you know, end things on a bad note, whether it's a job, whether it's, I mean, listen, there's plenty of jobs where I left and I was pissed, but I was just like, all right, thank you so much for the opportunity. I really appreciate it. Of course, after the door closed, I was like, you know, but like, you know, there's no reason to go bashing somebody and everything. You know, it's just like, you know what, wrapping this all back into love, it's just like when somebody bashes they just broke up with their boyfriend or they just broke up with their girlfriend and they're bashing them and dragging them through the mud. You can't believe what he did. You can't believe what she did. She's a and then tomorrow they're back together.
Yeah.
If you plan on going back to that job, you should not be bashing this job. And if you plan on getting back together with that person, don't be bashing them.
Yeah.
I mean, you know you're going to get back. You're just mad. Like, you're just angry. Like, it happens. We all get upset. But, like, just, you know, words are powerful.
Yeah, they are.
We have to remember that. Now, I do think, getting back to, like, when I worked in this hotel, I feel like that was sort of, like, the best place to meet people.
Probably.
Like, not only were there oh my God, because you have like the hot bellmen and the ballet guys. I mean, you had, and I was really young. So like at that point, you don't really care about the president of the hotel. You just care, are they tall? Are they hot? Are they funny? Like, do they make me laugh? You know what I mean? Like, that's all you care about. So, and everybody was like good looking, you know, I mean, it was amazing. But the other thing that you have, which I'm sure is also another no-no, are the hotel guests. Now, you have a slew of people coming in all the time, and this was like a very, very prominent. It was a country club and resort.
Yeah,
it was a very, very prominent place, and it was like the time of my life. I mean, I have never been happy. Like, and it wasn't just because I could meet so many people and go out on dates and stuff. Like, it wasn't even because of that. It just was such a fun job. And when you're young, you don't think about the consequences of, well, what's going to happen if I actually go out with this guest of this hotel? Or what's going to happen if I actually go out with the bellman and we get seen? But you don't think about it.
You're not thinking about it.
No.
I bet the same is true for cruise ships.
Oh.
How fun would that be to work as a young person? Do I know somebody that has?
Listen, I have not worked on a cruise ship, but I have gone on several cruises.
Yeah.
And
I bet that happens a lot. And I wonder if there's any stipulation for people that work on a cruise ship that they cannot date guests. I don't know.
I used to think that there was, but something tells me no, there is not. I don't know for sure. People on cruise ships, let me know. I will tell you this. I can speak on this. I had a friend that worked. Do you remember what Club Med? Remember when Club Med was really big? They're not as big now as they used to be. But for those of you out there, if you don't know Club Med was like this all-inclusive resort. It was now there's all-inclusive resorts all over the place, all different names, all different brands. But this was like, Club Med was the one. It was the place. There were not a lot of them. And if you went to a Club Med, you knew it was amazing. And they had these like activities directors or activities people called GAs or something, like general ambassadors or general, I forget what they were called now, but GAs, GIs, whatever they were. Anyway, you had to stay at the disco. If you worked there, you had to stay at the disco every night until it ended, which was like 3 or 4 in the morning, unless you were going home with a guest. Okay. They pushed that. Like they made you do that. Like they wanted you to do that.
So I was a Club Med. I went to Club Med.
Did you go home with a...
I did not, but my friend that I was with did.
Oh.
She met somebody that way. And they wound up dating for quite a bit. But
really?
Yeah.
Well, he got to leave the disco early that night then, I guess.
Yes, he probably did.
But I thought that was kind of weird because, like, honestly, where I worked at the resort...
That is strange.
No, you were not allowed. You would have been, like, fired and hung on a flagpole, I'm sure, if you went back to a guest's hotel room and they caught you. Yeah. So it was like, that was a no-no. But this is like, yes, please, we want, because the whole idea behind it was...
So that corporate policy would be way different.
Right. Now, by the way, for the Club Meds that are still open, I don't know if it's still that, but I'm going back many years where I had a friend that worked there and she told me this. So if they're denying it, maybe it was an underwritten rule. I mean, who knows? Right. I don't know. But I don't know if it was corporate policy, like written in the handbook. You know, you must hook up with the guests. I don't think so. But I think it was like an under. Yeah, I think it was like an under sort of written policy. But I will say, like, I do think that that's kind of odd, but apparently the whole idea behind it was that they wanted their guests to have an amazing time. And they wanted their guests to feel like, you know, they found love or they found excitement, they found adventure, and they want them to come back.
I see that from a Club Med because you're like on vacation. Yeah. And there's a lot of dancing and probably alcohol involved.
Of course, it's all inclusive. All you do is drink. You barely eat, but you drink the whole time. Yeah. I mean, I'm
sure it happens all the time where men and women find each other at vacation spots or Club Med or, you know.
Absolutely, 100%.
But I'd be curious to know from your viewers how many people have met in the workplace. And
let us know. Together. Yeah, I'm kind of curious about that too. How many people out there have met in the workplace? And what was the job? Like, because I remember, God, I always go back to this. I remember when I was a kid, my teacher, I had several teachers that ended up like dating each other and then even got married. Yeah. Like my 5th grade teacher, and he actually also became my 6th grade teacher, and he was so cute. I had the biggest crush on him. And if you're watching, hi, Mr. Genetti. So Mr. Genetti, he was so cute. I had such a crush on him, and I bought him for Christmas one year. He loved Laura Branigan, and I bought him the song Gloria, the little 45. That was his Christmas present one year. But anyway, he married the French teacher.
Oh.
I was very upset.
Devastated.
I was so upset. and now they're both dead to me. No, I'm just kidding. They're not. They're lovely
fine.
people. I hope they're fine. But I was very, very upset that he chose the French teacher over me at the age of 10.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
I bet you're regretting it now, Mr.
He
Tenenny.
should have waited at least 10 years, right?
See, that never dawned on me.
Yeah.
Like, when I was 10 and 11,
I didn't realize you were 10.
No.
In
No.
your mind, you were 20.
In my mind, I was like all of the other adults, just learning, still learning more. You know, like just, learning how to speak French, learning some algebra, whatever I'm studying at the time. And I never thought about that. And I believe there was one guy too. God, I always had by the way, I always had crushes on older guys. But there was one guy too, also at my school. He was the physical ed assistant. Like, he would come from the college and he got credits to like help Mr. Parmalee, I think was his name. My gym teacher, like, he would help him. His name was Chris. I want to say his name was Chris. Anyway, he was hot. And he was like, maybe like a sophomore, junior in college, maybe a senior in college. Like, the most so gorgeous. I had the biggest crush on him. To the point where I stayed up to do, this was maybe 4th or 5th grade. I stayed up to do one of those special dedications on Casey 101 for Crazy for You by Madonna. And I was like, oh God, please
I dedicated
yeah, hi, it's Marla. I'd like to dedicate this to Chris. And I was like, please, Lord, let him hear this. Let him hear this. And I was like just praying the next day in gym class. He'd say, Marla, like, we should go out,
He would probably be arrested, but that's okay. Besides the point.
Like, I didn't think of the consequences. All that I was thinking was, what the hell? Why isn't he asking me out? Was he sleeping? Did he not hear the dedication? So anyway, school place, workplace, same thing. Oh my God, Michelle!
I have to tell you one more
Go
thing.
ahead, yes.
My parents met in the workplace.
They
My
did?
mom was my dad's supervisor, and they will be married almost 60 years.
What was the type of job?
They were with the FBI. So there you go. My dad is a former FBI agent, and my mom was his supervisor at the time.
Are you kidding?
They were pretty young. They were in their early 20s.
Oh my God, that's like double conspiracy. Yeah. It's like, oh my God, that's crazy though. I love that.
Yeah, so I'm here because they met in the workplace. So
Oh,
it's not all
yay.
bad. It's not all bad.
Yay, Mom and Dad. I love it. And I love the FBI. Oh my God, that's amazing. I love it. All right. Well, we have gotten to the time. I can't believe we're already out of time.
Okay, wow.
I know, can you believe it? So we're gonna get into the fun and games now section. So hold on a second. Let's wait a minute. Hold, please. All right. Hold on. Now do not read over my shoulder,
Okay.
please.
I won't
There is
look.
no cheating. Don't look. I can barely read these damn things right now.
I can't even see that.
I
so
write
good.
so tiny so that my guests can't see. But what
can't see that.
what I don't realize that I'm doing is writing so tiny that I can't even
Yes.
read my own handwriting. But all right, so this is the part where we play hot or not. We're gonna talk about some things. Guys at home, I want you to comment. You're gonna write hot or not. Let me know what you think. Michelle, you as well. All right. So here we go. Dating a coworker, hot or not? What do you think?
I think you'd be hot.
It could be hot, right?
Yeah,
I
if
think
you do it the right way. I mean, again, you're at work probably more than you are at home,
yeah.
and that person will have a common interest just because they work there too. So
Listen.
all for it. I don't have anything wrong with it.
Right way or wrong way, I'm all about it. All right, what do you think at home? Hot or not? Dating a coworker. I think it's kind of cool, right? Let me know if you've ever done it before. I have several times. All right, here we go. Hooking up on a company retreat. So this would be, like I mentioned before, well, like if you're on a work trip, but this time it's with a coworker. Is that hot or not?
No, I don't think you should be hooking up on on company time.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean,
agree.
the company's paying for the retreat. You're there to represent the company. If you meet someone, again, do it the right way.
Yeah.
Exchange numbers. Do it the right way. Whatever your company or whatever your business wants you to do. But I don't think you should hook up on company time. I'm sure it happens, but I don't.
I'm sure it happens, and spoken like a true HR person. That is fantastic. Yes, I would say it's not the best thing to do, especially because you're kind of like risking losing your job. It's really not worth it. Like unless you're independently wealthy, and even then, it's still not worth it. All right, here we go. Hooking up on a work trip, but not with a fellow colleague.
Yeah. You're okay with that?
Yeah, why not? If you're sent away to go away somewhere and you happen to meet somebody on a plane, at an airport, at a hotel.
Yeah, I guess, meeting someone,
they don't work with you.
Right, that's all good. I don't see a problem in that.
Yeah.
Now, it's if you're using like company expenses to take the person out.
Oh,
that's
no,
a
no, no,
whole
no, no,
other,
no.
Like inviting them into your room that your company's paying for. But if you're
go to their room. Go to their room. Go to their room.
Meet, you want to go out or go to a ball game or something. I don't see that as being a
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah. I mean, listen, you don't want to do anything, again, and I'm all about like being on the up and up. You don't want to do anything that's ever going to jeopardize your job.
Right.
But like, to me, you're on a plane or you're at an airport, you're in the lobby of your hotel, somebody walks by, you start chit-chatting.
Yeah.
Totally hot.
Yep.
Like, it's just like a win-win situation. You're not, now, you can't skip a meeting or skip something that you were supposed to do for work. You can't be like, oh, I'm going to go to dinner with this guy instead of going to, the conference dinner I was supposed to go with my clients. Like, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
That would be a big no-no. But like, free time, you don't work 24/7.
Right.
So
It's on
absolutely
your time.
enjoy your
As long as you're
time.
not using resources that don't belong to you.
100%. 100%. Yeah, don't use the company card to take them out to dinner. All right, here we go. Dating a superior at work. Is that hot or not?
It could be hot as long as you're following protocol.
I think, and let me know at home, what do you guys think? I think that the idea of dating your boss is very hot, right? I think that people think that that's sexy, that it's adventurous. Oh my God, I'm with the powerful guy or I'm with the powerful woman. But it could also be a real slippery slope. I think it's something that you have to be really careful with.
Yeah.
Because if this is going to be like your career and something goes south,
right,
it could be a very uncomfortable workplace.
If it's your direct supervisor, that would be
it's
but
very scary.
Companies are big, and some companies are small.
Yeah.
Just follow their protocol. Now, I've known where folks have done that, but one person leaves the company.
Oh,
so they can pursue the relationship because either it's not aligned to rules and regulations, or it's just doesn't. It's their direct supervisor.
Well, what do you think about that? Hot or not? Quitting your job because you found love in the workplace.
Yeah, I mean,
do you think that's hot or not?
Yeah, you're pursuing love and a relationship if you both agree and it's going somewhere and you feel like you can build your career somewhere else. It's better than breaking rules and making other people feel uncomfortable, putting a company's name at risk.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think there's a problem finding another job so you can pursue love, I guess.
I have mixed feelings about that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it comes down to you better be really sure and really certain that this is worth it. Like, that it's not just like some fling or some this. Like, you have to be, if you're going to quit your job, even if it's like, you're dating your manager at Starbucks or whatever. If you're going to quit to go work at like the Coffee Bean, okay, whatever, fine. But like, it's still like, this is your job. This is your career, right? You better be very sure that your manager or your supervisor or your boss is worth that.
I think it's a tough decision then you have to make.
It is very tough.
Or love.
And is the love guaranteed?
Either one.
Right.
So,
I mean,
you'd have to do some soul searching.
Right. It's like you're not. Nothing in life is a guarantee.
I'm like a romantic at heart, so I'd be okay, going and if I felt like that relationship was really the one for me, and pursuing a new career or somewhere different.
Good to know. All right, good to know. I don't know that I would, only because I know my track record.
You're fired. Damn, I don't have my job now either.
No job and no love. What? Damn it. All right, here we go. Now we're going to move to some trivia here. All right, we're going to ask some questions. Now, let's see. What is the current percentage of the workforce that is actively involved in a relationship with a coworker? All right, so now there's been studies all over. This is like a current one, right? So currently, what do you think that is? What do you think the current percentage of the workforce that is actively involved in a relationship with a coworker? What do you think that percentage is?
I think it's going to be up there.
Yeah, what do you think?
I mean, we're looking across the board at any kind of job, maybe 40%.
40%. All right, what do you think at home? What do you think that percentage is? Michelle is saying 40%. I actually thought it was going to be a really high number. I was thinking it was going to be closer to like 65, 70%. I was wrong. It is only 27%. Which again, I noticed that we have a lot of liars always in the mix. So, Peanut Gallery, Team Peony, what do you think here? Are people lying? I think they are. All right, let's keep going. What's the percentage of adults who have participated in at least one workplace romance during their career? At least one. What do you think that is? What is the percentage?
I think it's up there.
Yeah, what do you think?
I'm going to say like 60%.
60%.
Yeah.
Okay. And what do you think at home? What do you think is the percentage of adults that have had at least one workplace romance throughout their career? At least one. I feel like almost everybody I know has, but you were right, Michelle, right on the money, 60%. 60%. Again, I would have guessed a little bit higher.
Yeah.
I would have guessed a little bit higher. All right, here we go. What is the percentage that view their relationship with somebody from work as very serious? So, because a lot of times you have these like kind of workplace romances that are a little bit more like flings. They don't really go anywhere.
Yeah.
But what do you, this is the ones that really view it as serious. What is the percentage of adults here that viewed their relationship in the workplace as very serious?
I think it's lower because you've either left, maybe started a family, changed job, whatever. I'm going to say 15%.
You're going to say 15%. And what do you think at home? What do you think at home? What is the percentage that of people that have a very serious relationship? They think that their workplace romance is very serious, so it's really worth keeping it going. What do you think that is? I think you guys are going to be blown away when I tell you this, because I don't believe it. 74%.
What?
74% of the people that are involved in these workplace romances, which
think that
it's serious. I would have
I thought
it was much less.
Yeah.
I would have thought it was much, much less. All right, last one. Here we go. We're running out of time here. According to a Forbes Advisor report, what is the percentage of couples who had a romantic relationship in the workplace and then it led to marriage? So what do you think that is? So these are couples that had a relationship in the workplace and then ended up getting married. What do you think that percentage is?
I know at least 3 of them. I'm going to say half.
50%.
Yeah.
So you think 50% of couples have actually met in the workplace and then gotten married?
Times. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, listen, Mr. Genetti and and I've also forgotten high school, Mr. Bennett and Ms. Spivak, the art teacher and the biology teacher. He was also another cutie. They got married. Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
there you go.
I know. Look at that. All right. I don't even know if they're still married. Maybe they are. I should probably look into this. I don't even know. And if you're watching, hey guys. All right. What do you think that is at home? What do you think that is? Michelle is saying 50%. It is 43%. It's a pretty high number. It is a pretty high number. Well, everybody, we are out of time. I know. Michelle, I want to thank you so much for coming. You'll have to come back again.
Happy 250th year, America.
Oh my God, I didn't even know
July
it was.
4th,
I didn't even know it was 250. Like I don't even. How do you know that? Like is that just?
I've seen signs.
Oh, that'll do it. That'll do it. Pay attention is what you're telling me. Pay attention to
It's
stuff.
posted everywhere. Big parties coming up. So
Oh my
be
God.
safe. Have fun.
How exciting. All right, everybody, have a fabulous July 4th. We can't wait to hear all about it. Michelle, thank you for being an amazing guest.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, you're going to have to come back again. This was so much fun. And we'll see you next time on Get Wet with Marla. Bye.